Hello everyone, TLSG here, back again with another lunch live stream. TLSG being that late streamer guy. Thank you everyone that jumped in early. I really do appreciate everyone that jumped in ahead of time and had patience with me. My meeting with IT ran just a little bit long this morning, and so we are getting a late start. So I'm pulling up the activity feed for the channel just to make sure I don't miss any call outs or anything like that, and then we are good to go, guys. I hope everyone has been having a great day so far. Ours has been busy, but it's been good. So it's a good kind of busy, not a stressful or overwhelming kind. And so we have the activity feed pulled up now. We have the chat pulled up. And we should be good to go. Good evening from China. Hey, Conrad. Thank you so much for joining us for the lunch live stream, which I'm sure is not lunchtime for you over there in China. And then Alexander and Q and Ice Knight. And then Pilk and Jeremiah. I know both of you are on really late schedules, so it's getting pretty late for you there. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Subcrates. Hey, Dry. Hey, Nox. And hey, Cammy. And Martin as well. Bonjour. We are ready to run a little bit of Patriot and see how it goes. So Patriot, let's go ahead and reset this from the 15 down to the 0. So this Patriot deck has been very, it's large swings. So the debris deck that we were running the other day, it was a lot of 1 and 2 cube games, but this one is a lot more often you're going to get 4 and 8 cube games, so you need to be a little bit more confident whenever you snap or whenever you stick it out all the way till the end. Hey Stone Age, hey Thiago, hey Bella, and hey Jesus, and Whisper Snapper. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for jumping in and joining us for the live stream. Lunchtime, you know what that means. It means it's time for another lunch live stream. We are going to be playing the Patriot and see. Hey, Silly Boy 12. Thank you so much. It'll come through in just a second. The notifications should start popping up here in just a moment. Maybe?
Hey,
there we go.
It took you long enough. Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
So we have our
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
Thank you so much, Silly Boy 12. Coming in with a 5 gifted, that is huge.
Welcome. It took you long
we get to start out the stream with a bunch of cheeky, funny my Wong.
It took you long enough.
My Wong joke, and then. Wong, where are you? There you are, Wong. He came. And then we now have Q that has a membership, a Kaichu, Vitamin D, Foul, and Sour. So if you guys are fairly new to the stream, or YouTube streams in general, you have to opt in to be able to potentially receive one of the gifted subs. And so make sure that if you want to be potentially eligible for one moving forward, that you do that. I found that out recently whenever I was in someone else's stream and some of the gifts started going off. And so thank you so much again, Silly Boy. Such a huge way to start the stream, especially with us having came in late. Absolutely phenomenal. And so 1, 2, and 3 cost cards can't be played here. That's going to be really tough. We don't have any large minions in this deck. We're going to need to target this with a magic to potentially win. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to have enough of a power push. And so we're going to go ahead and play into Wakanda like we're going to draw into our magic, and then we'll just kind of see from there. Martin, nice, Silly Boy, you are the boy. He did come in huge. And then, yeah, we are very near the 3,000 subs. We are about 100 away now, 110, I think. And so absolutely huge. We are right around the corner from that huge milestone. I think we just played Misty Knight this time. I don't think we do Brood. I'm not 100% confident that we'll get the magic. We hope for it, but without a draw enabler like Adam Warlock, we may not get there. TLSG, sort out your overlay. Small windows on the right are not right. Oh my gosh, again? Oh no way. Let's go. How about that? Is that better? It's not as bad as it was yesterday. They were all off skew. I thought that was what was happening again. Does that look a little bit better? Hey Sham, how's it going? Oh, and we do draw into the magic, I just noticed, which is absolutely magical. We can do magic. We can drop onslaught. The only bad thing is we didn't stack anything into Lemuria because we were a little bit afraid. So maybe, how do we want to do this? Depends on what we draw into next turn. If we draw into like a wasp, that gives us at least 17 power in Lemuria, and that may be enough to win. But we'll have to see what we draw into. Hey Ryan, what's up? What's up, TLSG? Wish I had Patriot. So much fun. Yeah, I haven't been the biggest Patriot fan for most of our playing, just because it felt pretty inconsistent. I lumped it generally in with like a Cerebro deck, but Patriot seems a lot less dependent on locations, and so you can, even if you get Monster Island or the Raptor Valley or whichever one generates the raptors or squirrels, you can still do a decent power push, even still. And so Patriot is growing on me, especially, I mean, we have such a cool variant that we unlocked for free through the collection track. I hope we draw into Wasp this turn. That's going to be like our only potential win condition, I think. They have an onslaught of their own. What are they running mid? They're not running an Omega deck, are they? Hey, Pilk.
2 months, baby. How are you doing, TLSG?
Yeah, I saw that your 2 months came in, so thank you so much for the second month of support. You're a huge supporter. I'm glad that you're still here. I know it's incredibly late for you there, but I'm doing well today. I hope that I hope that you're doing good too. Hey Timothy, how's it going? These are some really lucky draws. Yeah, they really are. The problem is that if we drop Wasp over here, that's only going to be... It's only going to be 15 total power, because Wasp will end up being 17. The Hood will bring it down. So if they add really anything over here, which I assume that they do, we lose this location. I think we lose this one. And then thank you so much for the super chat, Pilk. You're huge. Your help and just helping as a moderator in the Discord, and being so consistent in the stream, even though it's so late for you, is absolutely huge. I think we're gonna play into Lemuria anyways. We are gonna lose this one. I have like 99% certainty that we're gonna lose, but just to let it play out, we do have a decent combo here. We just put too many tokens into Wakanda. I don't see a scenario where they don't drop a card into Lemuria to try to trigger Mojo's bonus. And so the Sentinel, actually it brings them to 14, right? We're 15. No, it buffs them up because of the card that it generated back. Oh no. So they have a huge mid lane, but we're not going to be able to quite get there. We're going to lose left lane by 1, it looks like. Yeah. So which deck are you rocking today? Today, Umais, we're rocking a Patriot deck. Started out -4, but that's mainly because I stacked too much power in one side. You want to try to distribute your tokens evenly, and I didn't do that well this game. But we will move on and up from here, though. And then Natais too? What's good, TLSG? Keep up the videos. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the content. I'm really enjoying making them. I like both. I like both formats. So I like the structured videos because they're able to be concise and get the point across. But I really enjoy the live streams because I get to interact with you guys, and that is absolutely phenomenal. I love being able to interact in real time because comments and responding to comments are great, but it does take a little bit longer to do. So it's not it doesn't feel as real time or immediate. Brood is so huge in this deck. Yeah, both Brood and Mr. Sinister can come in pretty large in locations that it's hard to play cards, so Death's Domain specifically. Shout out TLSG. Hey, Malloy, thank you so much for being here. So we want to save this location for our Patriot Mystique combo. I'm not going to make the same mistake that we did last time and not split our power. So I think we play our demon in the far right, and we play Misty Knight in the sewer system. That way we at least have one token in both, So if we do get the big combo piece off, then we're going to be able to spread that power out. Snap for the Onslaught Citadel. Oh no, we get Weird World, which is terrible. That's not what you want to see with Onslaught Citadel. And the reason I didn't snap right away with Onslaught, they could be running something that runs a rogue or an enchantress, which would really kind of they would finesse 8 cubes out of us at that point. So I was playing it a little bit cautious, but it looks like I'm going to use Cable. Ant-Man, yeah, they hit us with a big old Uno reverse. But the good thing is we have our Patriot, so they're not going to be able to make use of our tokens. But yeah, we have the Patriot and Mystique, so we can trigger that on both of these tokens. And so the Ant-Man here is going to be pretty big. I'm debating whether I want to drop Cable here or not. I think I'm going to drop Cable into mid. We'll drop Ant-Man. Eventually, we'll cap this one out. It will end up being 7 power Ant-Man, which isn't terrible. It may help us get all the way to the end. You'll get a card with Cable though. Yeah, but it pulls their card. Since it's still their deck, it's still going to pull the card from their list. And so it would have been nice had it been able to pull from ours, but it's just essentially an extra draw. Yeah. Yeah, so we're stealing from the opponent's deck, and so it's still their deck. Weird World doesn't like shift the locations or the owners of the decks. It's just we each kind of take from the other side of the board. It's Weird World. It is very fitting for the Weird World title, though. Yeah, and so it's very specific on how it's written, and so it depends. So like with Collector, actually, Collector's going to be decent here. Every single card that we draw is going to pull in and buff up the Collector, and so I might as well drop him onto the board. Yeah, play Collector. He'll buff for every draw. Good call out, Pilk. Cable would be busted if it drew from your deck. Yeah, Chubbs, I think they were saying since we are drawing from the opponent's deck, that it like kind of switched them. And so by pulling from the opponent's deck, we'd pull from ours, since that's the way the draws are working out. But either way, oh no! That's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been the Patriot. We at least have one of our cards. Maybe we throw it onto the board now. I am a little bit afraid. We're gonna throw it on the board. I don't want them to accidentally discard it. They don't have Gambit. They actually can't re-trigger Moon Knight, can they? But both of these will discard a card. Let's go ahead and play this one. We can do both Swordmaster and Gambit next turn for the roll. We'll have to play them both here if that's what we're gonna play to trigger Ant-Man. But our tokens will get buffed up, just not as much as if we had done both the Patriot and Mystique. And so then they come in with our Brood in the sewer system, which is strange, because then each of them are reduced by 1, so it ends up only being 3 power for that play. I think we do go with the Swordmaster Gambit. I don't think they're going to extend the game with Magic. Well, I mean, they might if they drew into our Magic. But I think we're in an okay place. A bot-like move. That was a bot-like move. But I think Yuma is a real player though. Our players from Australia and the Philippines able to match against beta players from the US. They haven't officially said anything. I know before it was sharded, where like US players would verse bases based on like their location. But I think they have maybe in the background kind of loosened that, and they're kind of testing the limits. Because I have been, hey Q, our second match of the day, and it is against Q. And so I have been matching with a lot wider variety of opponents, and so we do have Q here. Q is a fan or a stream enjoyer. So he's in the stream a lot. He likes to match up against us. He is always running a very tough deck to beat. Hey, thank you, Alexander, for the gift, for the gifted sub. Well, did that cut out for anyone else? We didn't get the full Wong effect. He's a stream enjoyer. I think we're gonna play Hood over here. The only way to support you. Thank you so much, Alexander. I appreciate it. No, actually, my headphones cut out, yeah? All of the sound is gone. The mic is there though, right? Wonder what happened. Q? Was this you, Q? Of course, the sound cut out when it was the Wong joke. So I'll manually trigger it after I get this sorted out. Oh no. So you and Windows. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play just so that we don't miss our turn. On turn 6, cards can't be played here. So it looks like this is probably going to be our primary location for the onslaught play if we can draw into it. But let's go ahead and play Shocker. I'm going to switch it to the coming out of the monitor real quick. I don't think that'll let you hear the sound, but yeah, Q is doing some Sorcerer Supreme stuff. I don't know. It's yet to be decided. Sub. Q could be the villain. It could be the hero. He could be the hero. We haven't been able to make that determination quite yet. Q is asking Wong for help. I almost want to play our Brood. We don't have any of the big pieces, though. We don't have Adam Warlock to force them to be drawn. But 4, 5, and 6 cost cards can't be played in the big house. So even if we do draw into them, it's going to be hard to play them here. I think we're going to do Brood. In Marvel, everybody can be both a hero and a villain. It just depends on what points you are in your story arc. So the Scarlet Witch, for example. You're the hero until the world takes advantage of you for too long and you find yourself in the role of the villain. Our draws are pretty rough here. I think we're gonna do Demon, Misty Knight, and Ant-Man. We'll do Magic in the left-hand side. We're going to need a lot of help here. We're going to need an awful lot of help. So we have tokens here and here. So if we can get the Patriot or maybe the Patriot Onslaught, then we'll be able to at least get them buffed a little bit. I don't think we get the full combo. That would take a very specific and very lucky draw here. So the Wasp is not going to do it. We will still extend the game. I wonder if Q has Killmonger. If Q has Killmonger, that takes away a lot of the damage in Vault. If it's similar to the deck they were running yesterday, Jeremiah, I anticipate that they have an Arnim Zola that they'll be able to drop at some point, probably in the sewer system. So maybe, I don't know. They were running an interesting deck, and he said that he was sad that he didn't get to use like the deck to the full extent yesterday. And so I know that we had pulled in an Arnim Zola. If it's the same deck build, they may still be able to get power into the vault location, even after it closes. Or, I mean, you can always play them directly there on 7 as well. Yeah, ask Wanda. Yeah, for sure. No, please. Not the bots. Let's see. Let's put him in timeout. And then Cammy, it looks like you were gifted the membership from Alexander.
It took you long enough.
Did you guys hear that one? That one came through loud through the speaker. But Cammy, it looks like you received the gifted sub, and so you now have access to all of the emotes and all of the fun things that we have on the channel. We heard the Wonger. Came in loud. Yep. Okay. So no game. So I probably just need to restart the game. After this, I'll do that. So we get Mystique, but no Patriot. I think we just hold here. If we draw into Patriot, which would be probably our best bet, we could do Patriot, Mystique, and Wasp on that final turn. I don't know if they hit this with an Arnim Zola or maybe a Venom here and then Arnim Zola. That would eat these lanes and it'd be a huge Venom, right? Oh, Maximus, no way. The Maximus into the Venom. That is a giant Venom, Q. That is a very formidable foe. And then I do fully anticipate the Arnim Zola coming in. And so I don't think we can win this. Because that's going to be 27 power here. Let's see if this adds up. So it'd be the Patriot. So it'd be 2, 4 to all of the cards. So there'd be 2, 4, 6, which would be 21. That's not enough to win that lane. It's not going to be enough to win the other lane. Q has us here, guys. There's no way around it. And then Gerardo. Hey, TLSG, you know what character I really want them to add? Spider-Man 2099. And hopefully one's 2099. Is that the robot Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse? If so, yeah, that one would be pretty cool. Yeah, and then the Venom variant is awesome. We're gonna let it play out. It's Q. We can't run away from Q. We're gonna have to make him have drawn into it, which odds are he will. +4 to each card. No, oh yeah, it's +4 to each card, but for a 12, I don't think it's quite enough. But we'll see. If we can win the vault, then we can definitely win Limbo. But yeah, the Venom into Arnim Zola is huge. Absolutely large. It's such a fun combo. Is it enough? No, it is enough, isn't it? It's enough to tie it, but then they win the right lane by, oh my gosh, by so much more. So we do end up losing. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be. The robot one is SP. So which one is the 2099 one? Yeah, it was so close. I didn't think we were even going to be able to match the Venom here, but we got it. We got it up to a tie. So 1 point more or 1 point less, it would have been. It came down to the tiebreaker, which the 42 power Venom is absolutely massive. And so let me restart Snap really quick. Yeah, that's a good deck for locations with one card. Or if you're running something like a Storm, that's going to be a sneaky way to sneak a lot of power in there. 2099 is a different character. He'll be in the new Spider-Verse movie coming out. Ooh. And so I haven't dove into the Spider-Man comics yet. I'm still working through House of X and some of the like original ones. Now that I have access to the service. And so I'm going to restart Snap really fast and see if we can get sound back. It's actually not coming through my headphones anymore, so I don't necessarily need to wear those. We'll see if this comes through the speaker and if it bleeds through the mic. And if so, then we'll switch it. We'll switch it back up. I think it would require a restart to get my headphone audio back to where it needs to be, though. I guess I could always connect my Bluetooth headphones to it. You know, in the worst case scenario. Oh, House of M. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the House of M was recommended to me as like one of the ones that I should really start with, just to get a full feeling of like the comic book universe and just to start off with a strong one. So we have the sound coming through on the speaker. Is it bleeding through into the mic feed? You should keep a scoreboard with Q. I actually think Q is ahead right now. We had a couple of games where very good game, Q, by the way. We had a couple of games where we had a good luck streak against him, but for the most part, it's always a unique deck. It's never like a Mr. Negative, Sarah Swarm, Mr. Negative deck. It's always like uniquely Q. Like for a while it was that Leech guy, and then now it's the Venom, the huge Venom play. House of M does rule, and I have a few more on the list as well. And so, yeah, we are we're working through those. I did subscribe to the to the comic service with Marvel, and then I've found that I am appreciating like the background information on all of these movies more so than I did originally. So I went back and I watched the original Thor because my wife has never seen them over the weekend. And like all of these references, I was like, ooh, that's Lady Sif. That's Lady Sif. I play with her as a card, and my wife's like, yeah, that's cool. Just let me watch the movie. But I was extremely excited, and so I get a lot more like enjoyment out of those characters now that I have like a reference point for them. And so they're running an Omega Red. So I think we need to stack a lot of power here. Actually, I don't know. If they have the ultimate like Omega combo, I don't know that we can misplay of playing Onslaught first. Yeah, it might have been, and Westview may turn into a location where ongoing abilities are not in effect. But having Project Pegasus, that means we don't have to draw into Magic to extend the game. So we get a little bit of upside there. But yeah, you may be right. I think we're going to do... We don't need to force... Well... Do we need to force the draws? I do think we need to stack quite a bit of power over here. So I can do Demon, and I can do Shocker. We can always do Brood with an Atom Warlock in Baxter Building. I mean, if you drew into Mystique, that you're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, and so then they have the Armor and the Ebony Maw, so it looks like a full ongoing deck. I wonder if they have Spectrum as well. Ooh, so the Strange Academy is rough, and then we do draw into Mystique. Yep, you're right. Without having it in hand, it was a risky play. So we're not going to be able to get the full extent of the combo either. What I'm hoping is that their Omega Red flies into the Project Pegasus lane. That way they can't like artificially increase that power with like a Onslaught and an Iron Man. I think that's going to be really our only, like our best bet, or our best shot, best chance. And I almost don't want to drop the Brood anymore. I don't know that Brood is the play. Because if we drop Brood, that's going to almost force these cards into our Project Pegasus lane. And we almost want to hope that the majority go into Baxter Building. I'm actually going to pass here. Hey, Progento, how's it going? Or Progenito, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. And so then we get the Wasp on 5. I think we need to play, though. I think we messed up by playing Onslaught so early. I don't see a good path because we need to guarantee that we get Patriot, but to do that we're going to have to flood the board with quite a bit of power. Strange Academy will of course move these cards, potentially flooding the Onslaught lane. I guess we're going to do it. We're going to do it. The best we can hope for is a Patriot and a Mystique here. Because we're going to flood the Baxter Building lane. And then we hope that their Omega Red goes into Project Pegasus lane. Hey, Casey. How's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. We're not having incredible luck so far. A lot of misplays on my part from the Patriot list today, but so far it's fun nonetheless. Ooh, and then Omega Red goes into Baxter Building, which is and Sarah goes into Baxter Building, which is pretty unfortunate. Do we want to extend the game with Magic here? We could extend the game with Magic. We could hope that we draw into our Ant-Man. That would allow us to do the full combo here. I don't know if they get upside from it. We could get a better assessment of what power level they're going to push. But I think we just let it end. We play it as normal. Oh, same here, still in the 70s. Yeah, I've bounced on anywhere between like low 70s to mid 80s, and back and forth depending on what I'm running. But yeah, overall, we haven't been climbing real consistently. I think after the patch hits, we're gonna be able to hit the ground running pretty good. So then they do have the Onslaught. We just have to hope that our Patriot Mystique is enough to push those tokens over there, where they're not winning by at least 10, which I think we do, right? Yeah, they're not winning by 10. So, oh, no way. Oh, that is not the way we want to win, but we will take it. We're not going to turn it down. Yeah, Nox or Nax. Whenever Colossus actually shows as normal, it's going to be so weird to see. It's been a flashbang Colossus for so long now that it just doesn't feel like it. I don't know. It's not going to feel like Colossus anymore. Do we know if they're still working on the Colossus white card bug? Yeah, they are still working on fixing it. It should be in the next patch. So they had a patch that they were almost ready to roll out, and then they found a critical bug or a critical error, and they had to roll it back and push it off. So they said about 1 and 2 weeks out, and that was about a week ago. And so it could be any time between the next couple days, the next couple weeks, depending on like if they found any other issues. Yeah, Cammy, you got a gifted. You got a gifted from Alexander. And so you now have access to the cool emojis, the badge next to your name. So very huge. Both Silly Boy 12 and Alexander and Pilk coming in with the super chat as well. Super positive stream, and we were late. We were late to our own party, and everyone is coming in and just being so incredible. I thought it was 3 to 4 weeks. I think they originally said it was. I think they narrowed it down to 1 to 2 weeks. They edited the message after the fact. But they also said that they're going to do 1 to 2 more patches before global launch, which would kind of put us on track. If they did one in the next week or so, and then one about right before global release, would push it around that timeline. So how do gifted subscription work? People just get them randomly. Yeah, so Alexander, YouTube will assign them. I believe that I read that it weights the probability of somebody that's a little more active in the stream or on the channel. They have a better likelihood of receiving the gifted sub, but I don't know like exactly what that looks like or the statistics of it. So I think we do our demon. We can play Brood here, which is going to be great in Danger Room. Do we try to all out win Asgard? I think maybe we do. Based on your activity on the channel, better than Twitch. Yeah. And so it's not just completely. Oh no! And they countered our Mr. Sinister with the Green Goblin, unfortunately. But yeah, that's at least my understanding of it, and it may not be like the perfect understanding. But as I get to know like the YouTube platform a little bit more, it seems like there are some things that they do better than Twitch. I think the discoverability is the only thing that I think Twitch like has an advantage on. It's hard for me like whenever I'm viewing channels and I want to watch a live stream on YouTube later on, and it's just from like somebody that I haven't watched their videos. It's hard for me to discover like current live streams or things that are streaming now versus on Twitch. I think is like the only advantage I would put Twitch at right now between the two. They should give free passes on global release. Free passes for What Awaken. And I am planning on doing like an extended live stream on the global release date. I put in my day off request, and I want to do. I'm thinking about maybe doing some like Steam gift card giveaways, like one every hour that I'm live, just as a way to kind of celebrate the stream. I think it'd be a fun way to bring it in and celebrate the launch of the game. Oh, passes. So the season passes. The season passes are about $10 each month. And so I want to do maybe gift cards for around $10. That way the new players, if they're in the stream and they get one, or maybe you guys that just want to get some extra credits, if you receive one, you'd be able to jump in and buy it and not really have to spend your own. Yeah, and so I don't know for sure, Christy. I know in early release, in the early release platform, or words are eluding me right now. The early release client is going to be on Steam, and so I think that they are going to want you to have a Steam account, but I don't know for sure. And then Pilk, you pay 23 Australian dollars for the pass with the plus 10 levels. Do you do the plus 10 levels just as a way to kind of help support the devs and the game and just kind of give back? Because I know whenever I was pushing for collection log, the plus 10 levels made sense, but for now, it doesn't as much. So I'm kind of curious if you're doing it like because you're pushing for extra cards, or if you just as a way to kind of give back a little bit, and you unlock the cool rewards a little bit earlier. If Black Panther is next month, I'm gonna have to spend. Yeah. Oh no. The Hobgoblin absolutely ruins us, right? And we don't have Patriot to buff up our cards anyways. Otherwise, it wouldn't be terrible. But as is, there's no way for us to win. Oh. We need to get back on the positive side. So let's go. I like to get the caches faster. Yeah. And if you get the plus 10 early, you can get more caches at the end. So some more chances at some cool variants. So that makes sense. Hobgoblin is gobbling all of your points. Between Hobgoblin and Green Goblin, we are having a rough time. Black Panther might be November. I actually haven't looked ahead at what the cards are, so I had an idea that it was Nick Fury coming into this month, but I wasn't for sure. Black Panther would be really cool. I haven't seen what his card effect is though. And then Adi. I hope that you were able to pull Patriot soon. If that's what you're meaning, that or you were saying we were hoping that we drew into Patriot and we unfortunately did not. So the Wakanda lane, they're not going to be able to kill their hood. I think we do an Adam Warlock and a Wasp in the far right lane. That gives us almost a guaranteed 1 trigger draw. And then if they choose to contest it, it could be potentially less, potentially more, but we'll have to see. Ooh, and so maybe they're running the debris deck that we were running before. So they sent us a card over with Viper. Okay. I'm okay with Sanctum Sanctorum. I think we snap off of that. I don't think a debris deck can really go wide. We do have the Patriot, Mystique, and Onslaught combo. So we're sitting in a pretty decent spot. I don't know if I want to drop Patriot early or not though. Because this deck does run goblins in different ways to clog up the board. So maybe I need to drop Patriot and Mystique just to make sure that we have them on the board. The last turn we could do Brood into Jotunheim, probably Brood and Shocker. So maybe we play them over here and anticipate that we're not going to get the Onslaught in this game. I can't believe Adam and Wasp are drawing cards. They may draw our entire deck since they're locked in over here. They're going to guarantee that we have a pretty large deck size to play from. They play Hazmat just to ruin your Adam Warlock draws. I mean, they might, but we play our Patriot to counter their counter. That would be incredibly funny though, Pilk. This happened in the video also. I know. So playing in the far right lane has been until we get punished for it. I feel like I'm going to continue to do it. But so far we haven't been punished. So I think we do Mystique. We're going for like a mid roll. We're not pushing for a high roll, knowing that they run cards that they can send our way. They might be running. Yeah, they might be running the Hazmat since they have Colossus. I was just thinking the same thing, Pilk. But those still run the goblins. And they should still run debris. I think we still go with the Mystique play. I think we're okay. Unless they hit like a Wong Hazmat or something crazy like that. Maybe we lose this lane if that's the case. Do we go ahead and cap this one all the way out in case they do a Green Goblin? No, if they do a Green Goblin, it'll be in Jotunheim. Let's go ahead and wait. Yeah, if it's the... Oh, no. Yeah, it's the Wong. So the Wong Hazmat could get us, right? So we're only a +5. No offense, but I love the Hazmat Junk deck. Yeah, the Hazmat Junk deck is fun. I really liked the Rock one, though. And you might want them to win. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's the Wong lane. They chose the Wong lane for the Wong. Black Panther doubles his power on reveal, and Shuri doubles the power of the next. Ooh, that could be some pretty good synergy, and maybe even like a decent Forge play. You could play it on a Wong or in a Kamartage would be pretty decent. Black Panther, I think, should get some decent play just based on what it sounds like. So do we extend the game, or do we go ahead and drop our Brood here this turn? I don't know. Let's go ahead and change Jotunheim with Magic. They can't drop a Hobgoblin here anymore, so we don't have to worry about them sending us something unless they drop a debris, sending us something to clog this one up. They need to have Mystique in order to beat your Sanctum. Gotcha. But the odds are they don't have it, so so extending the game may actually play in their favor. Oh, okay. Never mind. They extended the game as well. And so neither of us gained tempo there. We just both played the exact same thing. So I guess they're, well, they can't Mystique now, right? Because it would have had to be their next card played. And so now we have an extra turn. We can do just tokens. We don't have to do the Brood because that would only be 2 tokens. We can do this token, this one, and then we could do Ant-Man as well. They'll play Onslaught and then Hazmat as the final. Ooh, the Onslaught. Okay. So Onslaught would make it trigger, what, 4 times? And it's only -1, yeah? So that would be now -8, but with this, we're going to get +10, so we'll still have a +2. No, they could play Onslaught on turn 6. They could play it this turn, and then on turn 7. And then we should still win. We should still win mid. Yeah, I think we go with this. This is our best shot. It's turn 6 now. Yeah, and then, yeah, it's still turn 6. Yeah. Jeremiah. And so there's the Onslaught, and then they come in with probably the Hazmat and maybe a Spider Woman here. Maybe we don't win mid. We're gonna try it. That's too much math for me to do quickly. We're gonna try it and see. I think we'll win both right and mid. But I mean, it could swing either way. Wong Onslaught is bugged, right? I thought so, Chubbs. I thought Onslaught had to be dropped first. You think they win Sanctum? But our Onslaught should push our Wasp up to 10. Oh, it pushes it to 9. Okay, yeah, so it only triggered twice. So Onslaught actually didn't do what they needed it to do, even with the big Doc Ock play. Yeah, so Onslaught, you guys are right. Onslaught is a bit bugged. They would have had to drop it before the Wong for whatever reason, for it to trigger the 4 times instead of just the 2. And so, even if it had triggered 4 times, we still would have won the Sanctum Sanctorum lane. The one we would have had to worry about at that point would have been Limbo, because they're only getting impacted 1 time. We're getting impacted 4. So at that point, if it triggered 4 times, I think we would have lost the mid and still been able to win Sanctum with just 1 energy remaining. We would have drawn mid. Had it went 4 times, it would have been a draw mid, even after the Doc Ock. Is Doctor Strange a card yet? Matus, yeah. So Doctor Strange is a 3-cost card. He's used in movement style decks, but his use is kind of tricky. So he's a 3-cost, 3-power card. If I can find him. In that on reveal, he moves your highest power card to this location. And so he moves all of your cards over. Yeah. And so his effect can be good in movement style decks, but a lot of times it's used in like a high roll style move. Yeah, and I got the variant for free. All of the variants that I've gotten so far are for free. But I have been really tempted lately to go in and buy some. As the cool ones are coming up, I've been really tempted to spend some gold. I've held off so far just in case the next Nexus event is like something that requires a lot of, or I mean, not the next Nexus event, but the next like monetary mode or sync. I've been holding off, but it's been harder and harder lately. Buy it right now. Yeah, that Ghost Rider one. I was a big fan of that Ghost Rider one. You've only ever bought 2, so Hobgoblin and Adam Warlock. Yeah, and so both of those are pretty... I've seen the Hobgoblin one, and then I think if it's the Adam Warlock that I'm thinking of, it was good as well. What is the max cap on gold? I don't think there's a cap on gold. There's a cap on credits at 5,000, but I think gold is kind of untethered. That way you can kind of buy and spend as much as you want. Adi, the Ghost Rider one is sick. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that Ghost Rider one, and so I saw it in store, and I was like, "Do we need it? Do we need it?" I talked myself out of it eventually, but I'm still on the fence. We still have about 10 more hours to decide if we want it or not. And I think at 7,000 gold, we should have plenty for whatever event they come out with next. But after seeing the Nexus events and what those look like, I am hesitant. So I want to save where I can. I don't know that we drop Ant-Man just yet. I think we pass here. Strange Academy is going to be tough to play in unless we draw into Magic, because it will disrupt us being able to have a consistent drop of our Onslaught. I wish the store refreshed more than once a day. That way you can get exposure to the cool variants that you want. And I think they would see more spending over a short period of time, but I'd be curious how it impacted like the long-term monetization. Because if it refreshes just once a day, that kind of keeps you there longer, waiting and hoping for that ideal variant. Hey Ridewan, are the PvP coming to Marvel Snap? So I'm not entirely sure that I understand the question fully. So PvP right now, we do have like the regular versus mode. Actually, do we drop cards here and then hope they get pushed over into Kunlun? But yeah, we have PvP, but if they're doing like a dedicated mode, something like tournament or friendly mode, they're working on those. They're just not out yet. Oh yeah, the Nexus events. You paid a lot of gold. It wasn't even like a little bit of gold. It was a lot of gold to get rolls in basically a loot box. Wait, so you're telling me gold is important? I just use all my gold to buy credits. And so, Addy, I think it depends on what your goals are. So whenever I was pushing for collection log quickly, I was spending credits. I was spending the gold on credits and I guess mission refreshes every single day. But since that point, now that we have all of the cards, I've kind of backed off that trigger just a little bit. And so I think it's still, I think gold, it depends on what you want. If you want to push for more cards quickly, then I think just using your gold on credits is a fine way to spend it. Strange Academy is tough. The best we could do would be to drop both Patriot and Mystique into mid next turn. And so we drop our, maybe we drop our Wasp and Kunlun and just let them get pushed over to the sides. And then we'll kind of assess what the power level is. It is a bot. And so they've played their big last turn play with death. And so I think we can reasonably assume or figure out what power they're going to have at the end of the game. Yeah, I spent all of my gold on credits. No, I don't think you'll regret it, Chubbs. At the end of the day, you get a guaranteed amount of cards, or you get guaranteed at least upside from spending your credits. Or spending your gold on credits, whereas waiting for their next monetization system, maybe we didn't need that much. Maybe we didn't need to conserve that much gold, or who knows when that actually rolls around. So I think spending on credits, if you're wanting to push collection and unlock some like cool cards, I think that's still wise at this point. So if we do +4 to each card, that's going to be 2, 4, or 4, 8, 12. So that'll push us to 27. So we'll win this lane by 1, and we win this lane by 2. By 2 is by 5. I don't think there's a way for them to push additional power. I think if my math was right, we should be able to get an easy finesse. Oh no, the Killmonger. Oh lord, that's not a. That's what we get for saying easy win. Oh no. But do we still win with the Wasp in the far right lane? We might. The Killmonger just made us like have heart palpitations for just a moment. But we still come out with the win because they did lose some cards and some power with that as well. Still easy win. But it's never a good thing to see the Killmonger come out. I do like that they changed the bots so that the bots have like a cool like synergized deck now. Because before it was just like a hodgepodge of cards. And so now you at least have like a cohesive deck that you're going against, even if they don't run it optimally. So wait, but he had the hood variant, but the demon was the same. Yeah, unfortunately, the hood, the variants will be on that base card, but they haven't changed any of the like tokens. So like the Winter Soldier, a card that you're going to destroy every single time you play it or want to, is not going to have a cool variant after it gets destroyed. So it is a little unfortunate. And then I think we play Misty Knight into the far right. Ryan, got to get to work. Love the content. Just wish my collection was complete. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And thank you for just jumping in for the live stream when you could. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Me and Soul Knife just queuing into each other, trying to snipe TLSG. Oh, that's so much fun. As long as I'm not losing cubes, it's an incredible amount of fun. Even if I am, going against Jeremiah or Soul Knife and Q is always a good match. I think here we just play our hood. I don't know that we stack cards into Mojo World just yet. I do want to draw into some of our other resources a little bit earlier, a little bit before we start deciding. The Black Widow is always tough. What have we unleashed upon the world, bringing Black Widow to light? Black Widow is incredibly beneficial, especially for draw-dependent decks, so decks that run like Mr. Negative, or are hoping for an inverted Iron Man to really push that high power. Even though Black Widow is a low power play, the impact that she has is huge. And then O tier, this is the message I was looking for. What is your favorite style play? Like disruption, discard, Patriot, negative, combo. So I like plays that can be incredibly consistent. So I like aggro and disruption a whole lot. Discard is also pretty good. I really like Hela as an archetype. I think she's in a pretty good spot and feels pretty good overall. But just for me personally, I think disruption is probably my favorite. I think I'm going to go ahead and start stacking cards. We'll do Brood here. I don't know what they're running yet. They may be running a debris deck. And if so, we won't be able to get the full combo off. But I think we do get some benefit from having our cards out. And so we did avoid the Scorpion reduction, which would have brought all of our Brood and Broodlings down to 1. We already have turn 5, so the magic doesn't do us a lot of good. I think we play Demon into Atlantis. Next turn, we go ahead and start playing our Patriot combo, depending on what we draw into. If we draw into Onslaught next, then we'll hold. Otherwise, I think we just go ahead and start playing it. Ooh, the Wong is always scary. Wong has such a presence about him that what he can do and what he can enable is always incredibly scary. But I think since he was the first one on the board, it's not going to be like the Exodia combo. And so we should have at least some decent luck against it, I think. And so I think we're going to play our Patriot into Mojo World, and then we can start hopefully stacking. Hopefully we draw into Onslaught next, but if not, then we can either stack a Mystique following the Patriot, because I didn't play a card afterwards. Ooh, and so the Hazmat is a tough one. So they currently are winning Limbo, but with Patriot, that should push us up. Maybe they have an... Ooh, no. With the Patriot, it does not push us up. Oh, we should have waited one turn, right? So I think we don't play a card here, just in case we draw into... I don't know. If we draw into Mystique, it would be the right... We have a 50-50 shot. No, they must have stolen either our Onslaught or our Mystique. They stole one of the two with Cable. Or our Adam Warlock, I guess, could have been the other choice. I don't think we hold out. I think we play the resources we have. We play Shocker, and then we wait to see what we pull into. That Hazmat variant is really something special. I don't know, since it's all so similar in color, it doesn't the Hazmat character himself doesn't stand out. I think the artwork and the effects and the particle effects of it are incredibly cool. But I think overall, whenever you're not zoomed into it, because it's all so close in color, that it just kind of doesn't stand out. Okay, and so they drop a Polaris, which opens up a spot for us in Limbo. to play an additional card. We can play our Wasp there. Oh, and then we do draw into Mystique. Oh, okay. So do we do Mr. Sinister? That is a cool... we're seeing a lot of cool variants today. That is a pretty cool Polaris variant. All decked out in the armor. So I think we do Mr. Sinister in Mojo World. That way we get 1 token there. We get 1 token in Limbo. I don't think we win though. Did your arch enemy Q show up today? Yeah, they showed up and they absolutely wiped the floor with us so far, Kappa. And maybe we get another game before the end of the day, but so far they have wiped the floor with us. So okay, so we are gonna win Mojo World because they only played one. No, never mind. They played it into Wong, so they capped it out. They absolutely won this one. All right. So cubes can be easy come, easy go. Let's see if we can queue into Q. So I know that Q is waiting for us to queue up after each game to try and match up against us. I think Soul Knife or Jeremiah is doing the same. And so we are going to queue up in 3, 2, 1, and we are just putting it in the atmosphere. If we want to lose cubes, we want to lose them to either Soul Knife or Jeremiah, both of which I am completely fine with. I personally blame him for getting me into Snap. Who? Q? Q Kappa? Do you know him outside of the stream, or did you just happen to be in one of our streams and see it, and then it kind of drew you in? And so I think we're gonna play our Misty Knight in the far right. Next turn we'll do Adam Warlock. And then hope for the best. Yeah, he's my in real life friend. Oh, that's perfect. And so I'm sure that you, whenever we queue up against him, you are rooting for him at that point. He has kept the stream very entertaining. So the first couple of times I was like, man, this guy, we continue to match up against him, and he's always really tough. And then I realized that he joins the stream nearly every day. And so after that point, it's been like a fun like challenge or game. That we've had to see who can win. I'm gonna bounce. Need to finish making the ribs for a late lunch. Ooh, nice, Stone Age. Enjoy the ribs. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. And I'm glad that you were able to catch us for at least for a little while. Why is Warlock good in the deck? So Rider. So this deck really relies on drawing into your combo pieces, and you need about 4 cards to make the combo work. And that being Onslaught, Mystique, Magic, and Patriot. Without those cards, the power push of this deck, or the power potential of the deck, is very, very minimal. And so to be able to make sure that we can draw into those, Adam Warlock will give us that additional turn or additional couple of draws. And so if we get it to trigger twice and we get a Magic, then we can guarantee that we draw all the way through our deck to make sure that we at least see those combo pieces. And so that's where his like main utilization is. Plus the deck has a lot of like low cost cards or enablers to push that power level up to the point where it needs to be. The key is to account for the half-a-second stream delay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the half a second. I have it on low latency, but there is still like a small discrepancy in that timeline. So here, I think we do play our demon. And then on turn 5, I want to change this location with Magic. We don't want the cards to go off randomly. We want to be able to reliably do the Onslaught on 6. Actually, it doesn't matter, does it? We can always do the combo here. So maybe we let the combo piece go off, depending on what they drop or what it looks like, to see where those cards may need to go. Since we do have Magic in hand, we're going to be able to do Onslaught 6, Patriot, Mystique on 7. So he's triggered twice now. We have 3 cards left in our deck, 2 cards now, and we'll have 2 more draws. And so we're going to guarantee that we have Patriot by the end of the game. So it takes a lot of that like question out of the game entirely. So we have 2 tokens here. I think just to have it where it shifts all of their cards around, I think we are going to play Magic into Murder World and let these cards shift as they want to. We'll have Wasp as a kind of filler, for that last token. Oh my gosh, that's so awful. No. Well, we lose. It's so 10 out of 10 times we lose now. We do have our Patriot. Oh, actually, that makes all of these cards tokens or vanilla cards. It would be a hard fought win, but we could potentially do it if we drew into our Patriot. That's going to buff up the cards here. It's tough. So do we? Yeah, and so the next one's going to be Patriot. We're just not going to be able to amplify him with like the Mystique, the Onslaught. But it does make every single card that we play into these lanes where they're able to be buffed up. And so maybe we do a Brood, we do our Wasp and our Ant-Man, or maybe we hold a little bit. We can always do Mr. Sinister here. We can do Patriot, and we can drop one of these tokens here to push a little power in this lane as well. So 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13. That's going to be 13 as is. I don't think we need to push more power in Hellfire Club. I think we're okay there. Or maybe we push the 6-powered Onslaught here. We push a high amount of power in Limbo. We know that we just need to drop 2 power or 2 cost here. And I think we're able to do that pretty easily while still dropping the Patriot. Let's see if we can still come back and win this one. Then the blue Marvel play does hurt. Okay. You should leave before Cerebro. Oh yeah, you're right. So Cerebro would come down and buff up their cards. Well, they could potentially do Cerebro and Mystique, right? Slick Rick, that's a good call. I wasn't even thinking about what they could have other than just knowing that we could buff up our cards. So the Cerebro and Mystique would come down. It would add what, 4 power to each of these cards, so that would push them up to, oh my gosh, so it's going to be 16, right? So if we do the Patriot, that's going to be 4. That pushes us up to 15. It's not going to be quite enough if they drop Cerebro and Mystique, but otherwise we could stack resources here and win. You think it's a retreat, guys? They have 2 chances to not have both of the combo pieces. I think you guys are right. I think it is a retreat. But part of me wants to stay in and see it. Let's see the Cerebro come down. So Cosmo, which is not okay, that's fine. The Cosmo's fine. The Cerebro in the left lane, we're going to get buffed up bigger than their left lane. We come up over them in the right-hand side. I don't know that that was a smart call, but we will absolutely take. We'll take that every single time. Oh my gosh. So it all came down to whether they actually drew into the Mystique. And so, luckily for us, they did not have Mystique. Had they dropped Cosmo over here, though, that would have elevated them. They would have won still. I'm not sure why they split, knowing that our cards were leached. But I will gladly. Okay, I guess we could have drawn into like the Mystique later, and it not been hit with leech. But that would have been very, very specific draw times. We should have lost that one, guys. Yeah, we were definitely lucky on that one, Slick Rick. They had the better play line. They outplayed us with the leech play, which came in huge. We got very lucky. And so I think we hold Wasp. Next turn we'll do Adam Warlock and Wasp over into the right-hand side. That'll trigger it at least. Never mind. We're not going to go to the right-hand side. They did play over there. Or I wish I had Mystique in my Patriot deck. I use Spectrum as a sub. So Mystique will really help elevate it to that next level, Alex. I hope that you pull Mystique faster than I did. Mystique was my very last card to unlock, so I hope you get it. I hope you get her a little bit faster, because she really does enable or help enable a lot of archetypes and make them viable and playable. And so we do have. Oh, that was a fast hour lunch. So we have maybe 1 or 2 more games before we end up ending the lunch live stream. I was thinking that we had just recently went live, but we've been right over an hour now. So I think we reinforced this lane with the... that's a lot of tokens. That's an awful lot of tokens. You're in the 1200s and still don't have her. That does feel bad. The good thing is, since they've reduced that collection track, you should get them a little bit faster than I did. I ended up getting her at, it was like 3,800, so it felt incredibly bad. It took forever, but it made it like that much sweeter whenever we finally did get it, and we started being able to enable all of these different kind of cool combos. So the Green Goblin play in Wakanda. This is probably a destroyer deck. They probably have a Professor X as well, which I'm a little bit weary of. So maybe we do a Misty Knight and a Shocker here. We'll have to play Magic here on 5. Actually, I'm gonna fully cap these out. If they have a Professor X and they lock this one down, then they probably have us. But then again, if they lock down either of these 2 lanes, they probably have us anyways. I'm only missing Patriot to try this one out. Nice. So Patriot was one of my first cards that I unlocked. Progenito, the goblins came out to play. They definitely did come out to play. Hopefully they don't have the hobgoblin here, and hopefully they don't drop Professor X. Do we anticipate the Professor X? If they lock this one down, we could sneak away the win by doing... Well, we'd reverse that order. By doing a Mr. Sinister and a Patriot. So knowing a destroyer type of deck, they have like one big power push in their destroyer play. And then the other lane becomes difficult to win. I think this is a safe route. We're only going to be able to play the Mystique after this. But if they did happen to lock this one down with Professor X, we would have over that power level needed to win, I think. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We would tie. We would tie the Avengers compound lane. It doesn't feel like the right play. No, we wouldn't tie it. Mr. Sinister's not going to get the buff. And if this is a Hobgoblin, okay, we can deal with the Cosmo. Cosmo is fine. We can drop Onslaught there, and we don't need the on reveal ability. And so, do they now do Destroyer? That Cosmo over here makes it strange because they can't follow Destroyer up behind this one. And their other big power push is like a Warpath, which would come in at 9 power. Maybe they have a Killmonger that would potentially take out Ant-Man and Misty Knight. I think we're okay, but I don't know. I'm not comfortable enough or confident enough with the deck list. Ooh, are they going to drop Destroyer and kill their whole? They are. They're going to kill their board. They pulled the old classic TLSG on us. So they have the Winter Soldier and Colossus there, but it's not enough for them. It's not enough to come up over and win. We'll take the 2 cubes. Let's see if we can get one more before we end our lunch live stream, guys. That's the checkmate, yeah, in Wakanda. Oh yeah, also can't kill Ant-Man or Misty Knight because of Wakanda. That was calculated, guys. It was calculated. was very, very lucky. Most destroyer decks don't run a Killmonger, but it was fortunate that we played them in a protected lane. I didn't intend to do that or mean to, but some things just kind of work out. And so I did want to queue up against Q again, so that we could lose a few more cubes, but I don't know that it looks like it's going to happen. So let's see if we can beat Bootleg. Maybe we can draw into like a good play line. Maybe we can draw into a good play line and maybe finesse 4 or 8 cubes from them. We're going to skip on turn 2. Yeah, Q. We got one game with Q, and they did win. So as far as the scoreboard for the day, they are definitely ahead. Okay, and so their Iceman hit our Brood. Already got my Q. That kind of talk already got my TLSG cubes for the day. That kind of talk is pushing you more towards the villain arc, my friend. I don't have Adam Warlock. Who to replace? Adam Warlock's a really good draw enabler. So I don't know that he feels replaceable. At least in this version of the deck list, you may go with like a higher roll, something that runs like a Dr. Doom to push power wide. But Adam Warlock feels pretty important in like getting the full combo off consistently. I don't really even want to drop our Ant-Man or our Misty Knight or our Ant-Man or any of our other resources here. Because I do kind of want to hold them and drop them strategically, but we'll go ahead and play it. And so I think we play our Brood, or do we? Do we not play our Brood? And then that way, Dream Dimension's rough too. So we're not gonna be able to play Magic on 5. Any fun decks you'll be playing on the global release. We're going to be playing all of the decks. So I plan on doing a live stream on the day of global release, an extended live stream, not just a lunch live stream. I took the day off. So I plan on running a lot of like fun decks, a lot of like fun challenges. So for like, I haven't figured out like what will trigger the challenges. But I do want to do something like for a certain event or trigger we run a challenge deck, whether that be like all X-Men or all Spider-Man characters or cards, all of a certain color, so like all yellow. I want to do some kind of fun things like that, as well as just running some like regular like fun decks as well. So I do plan on doing quite a few different variety things on the global release day. This one we're tough. This is tough. We can do Shocker and Adam Warlock. No, we can't. We can only do one of the two. And we do have to play into Avengers Compound here. So I think we play our Magic on 5 unless we draw into Onslaught, and then we could do our Wasp and then Onslaught. But we'll see. It'll still be months before beta participants with decent collections, will see new players. I don't know. On our free-to-play account, after about 1 month, I started seeing I queue into just about the same people I do on TLSG, and so I don't think it'll be as long as maybe you might think. Depending on, well, I guess there will be a larger audience at that point as well. So maybe that will be true. And then if there is a friendly mode on release, I do want to do like viewer matches at that point as well. I want to do some really cool like fun things to like really celebrate the global release, because it is a huge event for the game and for the channel and for our little community. So I think we do Magic. Do we want to drop Hood? Hood overall will generate a lot more power output onto the board. Maybe we drop it here, and then if we draw into Onslaught, we still have a space to play. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. We could do... Okay, so Ribeiro 2 coming in. Yeah, friendly mode would be really nice. It'd allow a lot of like creativity to... So you'll play with Q all stream. It'd allow a lot of creativity into the game. What does TLSG stand for? So today it stands for that late streamer guy. But in general, it is short for that live stream guy, which is an acronym for a name that I picked out for a stream that I ran for all of like 2 weeks way back in the day. And I thought it'd be really funny if you saw a stream and you were telling your friend like, hey, have you seen that live stream guy? And they're like, yeah, which one? And so then chat shortened it for TLSG, to TLSG just to make it easier to chat. And so that's where TLSG came from, and it just kind of stuck from there. So I think Bootleg does have us. Q, this is your time to shine. We're going to queue into one more. And if we can get Q, it doesn't matter win or loss. We will end it after that one. But I would also like, I have a couple of cool ideas for like the extended live stream in mind. I would like to, at like a certain level of like whatever kind of goal, whether it be subscriber goal or I don't know what limit or metric we put on it. But at some point I would one of the goals is that I'll go ahead and pull up one of those old TLSG videos to let you see how bad it was. Like it is so, like those videos are so like embarrassing and like awful. Like the persona that I put on was not like, it wasn't me. And so it's like, I went back and like watched one a couple years ago, and I couldn't make it very long. And so I will share that channel and that video with you guys at a certain point. I just have to figure out like what metric to put on it during the global release live stream. So I am planning like a few like fun things to do during the day. So we have Onslaught, we have Shocker, we have Magic to extend the game. Nova Roma does help us out. We can get through, or guarantee we get through most of our combo by turn 7. And we have the biggest two pieces of Magic and then Onslaught, because those are the ones we have to drop on 5 and then 6. And then the other two we can draw in at any point as long as it's there by the last turn. So I think we probably just drop our Shocker into Mojo World. That we do want to compete for that location. And then they drop Goose, but that's not, we're a pretty low to the ground deck. And so I should be able to queue into Q to lose cubes. That is, yeah, that's a tongue twister. That's a tough one. Does anyone know what cards are coming in the next pool? So they haven't confirmed the next pool. They've been kind of, I guess, vague about it. About like, does there absolutely have to be a pool 4? And so we don't know. We don't know yet. We're just kind of along for the ride. A lot of the information is kind of like very close, like held very closely, at least until it's finalized. And so as of right now, we don't know a whole lot. But as we get closer, I bet they'll like release little snippets and ideas. And so they did drop a Cosmo. We have 3 tokens here, so we have a good amount of power push. I think now we need to start dropping our tokens into one of the other lanes. And if we can get, this will put 3 tokens here, 3 tokens here. If we get the full extent of that combo, then this would be really, really tough to compete against. And so I think we're gonna lock that one in. I think we're okay with capping out 2 of the locations. And then Javin, I tried this deck with Debris. Not sure it made it better. I've tried both Debris and Squirrel Girl, but the issue I've had with both of those is that you're only getting 2 tokens, and so you're into 2 of the lanes. But for your ultimate combo, you need 3 spaces to get the Onslaught, the Mystique, and the Patriot. And so it always felt pretty, I don't know, it didn't necessarily feel good or beneficial to have those that go wide in the Patriot list, especially if you're going for like that high roll style game. Maybe if you're going for like the min max, where it's like a medium power point, you're not going to push 60 power lanes, but you're going to more consistently push 20 or 30. Maybe at that point those would be good, but I do agree that I'm not sure how it felt or how I necessarily took it. So they're running an Onslaught list. Can our power push outpower their power push? I think Nova Roma is going to be the one that's going to be tricky. And so we'll do Onslaught, we'll copy that, we'll do the Patriot. It's going to be like 40 power here, 40 or 50 power here, 40 or 50 power here, which I think might do it. But okay, so they have the double Wong. So it's going to be 4 triggers. The list you're using is the proper list. I've been running this for a while. Yeah, I really like this list. It really helps enable like getting this combo off consistently. Yeah, so it looks like a Wong going. It definitely does. So it's going to be 4 triggers. So that's plus it's +2 to each card for each trigger, right? And so it's going to be +8 to each ongoing card. So 8, 16, 32 power here. And then it's going to be another 3. So 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Can we beat 41? So this is going to be, it's +8 to each card. That's a lot of math. I think we do. I think it's going to be like a 42 to 44 power lane for us in Nova Roma. We're just gonna snap back, make sure that they're confident about it, and then we're gonna lock it in. I see what you mean. Thanks for your thoughts. I love your channel. Yeah. I'm glad that you were able to jump in and join us for the lunch live stream. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. I always love to hear that, because if you look at like our original videos, they weren't as good. I was still kind of finding my niche and my place in the game. Oh, it's 55. I grossly underestimated how much power push we were going to have. Do we actually sweep? There's 3, and then there is 4. Lunch versus launch live stream. I am really excited about global launch. That's going to be like one of my first like extended streams. So is the launch stream also including lunch? So the the launch live stream is going to be, I took off the day from work, so I don't have to worry about just doing it through lunch. I plan on doing probably about 8 to 10 hours of streaming on that day, just to like welcome all the new players and generate like a good amount of buzz for our community, for our channel, and for the game. And so it is going to be an extended stream on that day. I can only imagine how many cubes we'll either gain or loss on that day, especially if we're running some of the challenges that I want to run. It's going to be interesting nonetheless. David, man, since going to pool 3, I have been getting bodied. I've been having the same experience with Sulky Hulky. So I like just touched into pool 3, and then now all of a sudden I'm running up against the same people I match up against with TLSG, and it's been humbling. It's definitely been humbling. You have to really get familiar with the meta really quickly to be able to format your decks in a way that is beneficial. Do you think cards will carry over, or you'll have to regrind? So they said that everything from the beta will carry over. And so every card that you have, all the variants, everything should carry over. And they also said that they're going to re-release any cosmetics that they released that were released during the beta. So like the first season, the infinite rank avatar was Hulk. So they're going to re-release that at some point. And so that is all they do. We're all going to retain our cards, and so it should be a pretty seamless transition. I'm excited to try out the Steam client and see how that works. I am going to have to set up a second monitor so I can make sure to monitor chat while I have like the full screen mode of the game running. But I am going to go ahead and we're going to have to jump back over into work time. What if your boss sees while you're still streaming work time? So Nick, so I streamed during the lunch, and then on launch day I took the day off, and so we're going to stream the whole day. But otherwise, if we run a little bit over or under, I usually start work just a little bit early. So like as long as I get my work done, as long as it's not anything ridiculous like going 2 hours, 3 hours, then it's okay. But nobody at my work knows that I stream or that I play Marvel Snap. I don't think they even know about Marvel Snap, honestly. And Silly Boy, I think this is my new favorite deck. Yeah, it creates some really big games. So it's not going to win you every single game, so it's not as consistent. But when it does win, you have the opportunity for a lot of 8-cube victories because of how much power push it can push. And so I've been really enjoying this Patriot list, which surprised me a lot. But I am going to go ahead and jump back over into work mode. I am so glad. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and joining us for our lunch live stream. And then once again, thank you, Alexander, for the gifted subs. Thank you, Silly Boy 12 for gifting. Thank you, Pilk, for renewing your channel membership for the 2nd month and for the super chat. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thanks for making this community just the positive environment that it is. It couldn't continue to be positive without you guys. So thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and then I will see you all tomorrow.